Hey friends, have you ever noticed that some leaders seem to just walk into a situation and know exactly what to do? I've got a good friend, and he's a friend of the family. And my mother-in-law says that anything he touches just turns to gold. It's like he's got this inept ability of making good choices. Well, what's interesting is this inept ability of what some people might call intuition isn't really just a natural born thing. In fact, intuition is often something that we actually grow. You see, according to research, intuition is really just pattern recognition. And this recognition comes from our ability of expanding our vision, of expanding our understanding through experiences, through knowledge, through study, through reflection. And by doing so, we get better at recognizing these patterns. We get quicker at recognizing the patterns. And therefore, this thing which might be called magic or intuition can happen more easily for us. Unfortunately, some leaders get into the place where they're at and get comfortable where they're at, and they plateau. They stop learning, they stop developing, they stop trying to expand what they see, and therefore their ability to really be intuitive declines. Hopefully that's not you. And I'd like to share with you three different things that you can do to increase your ability to be intuitive. The first thing you can do is just increase your experiences. What does that mean? That means going out and taking on risks. It means finding a project and taking charge of that project. It means doing some cross training. It means just putting yourself out there, getting outside of your comfort zone, and just getting experience. There is nothing that can replace experience. Just this last week, my business was a little bit slower, so I decided to take some time and tear apart my Jeep for some love that it's needed, right? I replace ball joints and U-joints and differential seals and all kinds of things there. Well, I didn't know how to do a lot of that, so I ended up watching YouTube videos to learn, and then I did it. And that gave me experience. Meaning that whenever this situation comes up again, or maybe I'm hearing certain sounds in somebody else's car, or I need to go and replace some ball joints again, I kind of have a better idea of what to do because I've gone through that experience before. So the first thing is actively seek out new experiences that will deepen your ability to be intuitive. The second piece is exposure. This is really expanding our vision, expanding our understanding, but it's not something we personally have to do. It's kind of like living through other people. It's gaining experience through the experiences of other individuals. That means reading. It means listening to podcasts. It means downloading some books. It means going to conferences. It means getting into collaborative relationships where you can really create kind of a mastermind situation with people. It means finding a mentor. It means talking to your boss and asking questions of your boss about what to do, right? All of these things will be able to really increase the exposure that you have. It widens your horizon because you know more. Earlier this year, we took a trip over to Bulgaria. And while in Bulgaria, my wife was able to kind of observe what Soviet lifestyle would have been like because Bulgaria is still so very much part of that. And then later, she's reading a book that takes place in Russia about a Russian sniper. And she was able to visualize and picture this because her exposure had been widened, right? She knew more, she saw more, although she wasn't there personally and didn't experience Russia personally. Because of her exposure, she was better able to understand. And the third thing you can do to increase your ability to be intuitive is to reflect. Now, this is the one that a lot of leaders miss. You see, they may engage in different experiences. They may read some additional books to increase their exposure. But do we stop to allow our brains to catch up? Do we stop to allow our thinking to happen? And I encourage leaders everywhere to find 5 to 10 minutes per day just to allow your brain to think through situations. One of the best things we can do is reflect on our day. What went well? What didn't go well? Why did things go well? Why did certain things not go well? What were the drivers behind that? Take the time that's necessary for your brain to make all those different connections together and really pull learning out of both your good and bad experiences. When I was doing student teaching, I entered into a classroom of a senior teacher that had been with the school district for years and years and years. And it only took me a little bit of time to realize this guy had 1 year of teaching experience repeated 25 different years, meaning that he didn't reflect. He didn't strive to grow. He didn't strive to change anything at all. He just planned out one lesson plan and just kept repeating that year after year after year, Obviously, he was an ineffective teacher. Don't let that be you. You're an individual that has more desire and more potential than that. So figure out like what can you do to reflect to make each year incremental in your ability of becoming a better leader as far as intuition and making better choices go. Now, why is this all really important? Because here's the key, and listen very carefully to this. Your experience plus reflection equals insight. Let me say it again. Experience plus reflection equals insight. And insight plus repetition, that is when we do this over and over again, when you have insight and repeat it, that's what gives you intuition. And intuition, my friends, simply equals better discernment. You want to be a better discerning leader. You want to be able to get in, make better choices. You want to be able to see things that other people don't see. Get better at being intuitive. Now, before I go, let me just say this. You can't download wisdom. So why is it all important to understand how to be more intuitive, how to become a better discerning leader? Because you're going to have lots of moments where you have to make decisions very quickly. You're having a difficult conversation with an individual and you need to know exactly what to say, how to say it, and the timing to say it. That's important, right? You're in a team meeting and there's a lot of pressure on both sides of a decision and you're ultimately the person in charge of making the decision. Which way do you go there, right? You're working with a potential new client and they're asking some questions. How much do you share? What specifically do you need to say? Is there pressure that you want to put onto them? Do you want to back off a little bit and let them think? All of these things are things that fall into the realm of leadership. They're decisions that we have to make. And the more intuitive and the more discerning we are, the better our results are going to be. That's why you can't download wisdom. That's why we need to take the time to become better at discerning. So thank you for listening today. I really appreciate your time. I hope it's been helpful, and I wish you the very best.